I've been looking through my cases for bugs in nuts. I think there's more to find, but so far I got up to 20. Most of them consist of just a nut shape on the outside and a little bug inside. And they're not that interesting. After you've seen one or two, that's it. You want to see something a little more imaginative. So I've got some here which I think are just a little bit interesting because in one or two cases it's the outside, but this one, for instance, looks like an apple, nothing like a nut at all. But it's a little bug in the nut. So let's see if I can get it to perform. Hold up like that. Oh, no, like that. That's right. There we are. Wiggly legs. Wiggly legs. It's a little. I don't know. It's not a ladybird. He hasn't got spots on it, but he's certainly having a good wiggle there. When I give it a few bashes there. And I just like it for the fact that it comes such an unusual product. It's such an unusual outer layer. It looks exactly like an apple. Even more unusual, I think this is the best of them really because it shows it so clearly. It's a key fob, and it's a golf ball key fob. Inside is a bug. Nicely done too. Look at that. There's a beauty. He's right at the top of the thing, so he's almost coming out. So this gives a chance to show the kids what's happening underneath the thing. Because if you hold it just at the right position, you can see very clearly the little cantilever effect. You've got weights on the underneath which are hidden normally for the thing, but here they're not hidden; they're visible. That helps the kids to underneath and see that there's what the modus operandi or how it actually works. The outside bit you can see. His face. It's all a little golf ball, and of course it's a white interior, which makes it a lot clearer. Some of them are rather dark inside, so you can't see much inside them. But that one is particularly nice because it demonstrates what's going on very nicely. Here's one which is unique, and I've got to do a bit of attention to this to finish it off. Really, it's unlike any of the other ones. It hasn't got an outside cover. It's actually sitting inside one of those glass marble type things, which has got water inside. So inside that is a little ladybird, almost invisible because it's inside a layer of plastic, of course. And if I tap it gently, you'll see the legs are cantilevered. So underneath will be that extra little counterweight hidden way underneath the thing. If I get some water inside, which is tricky, but with a small hypodermic needle and some clear water, I think I can fill it up again. I think it'll be quite a nice little thing to show, and it's different from any of the others. But it's a wiggly creature. That's what I like, wiggles. The next one is a very unusual one. I almost overlooked this when I was looking through my cases because it looks like a nut. But inside is a really nicely designed one. There's the inside, and it's under glass too. That's actually a glass surface. And of course, I've got to take the glass off so you can get to see the thing a little more clearly. This is well worth looking at. I'll see if I can put the camera down so we can actually see the action very nicely. It's a sort of old gold type colour, and there's a turtle there. He's in a sort of garden actually because he looks as though he's actually having a go at eating some of the plants with his mouth there. And there's a bit of rocks, there's a rock garden, and it wiggles because it's got that lovely cantilever effect underneath. It's got some inscription here in Chinese suggesting possibly this is reenacting some old Chinese tale. I don't know. There might be a legend behind this, which will make it interesting. But I like this very much. It's a very very unusual one. I will try and get him to focus because it's worth seeing this one. He's got a lot of detail on his back as well. What a beauty that is, isn't it? It's such an unusual creature. And it's kept in the box under glass with a lid. What a lovely piece that is. So definitely something that was worth discovering. The last one of the series, although there's a finale, is this one here, which is one of these very big ones, very large nut. And there isn't a little wiggly creature inside. There's something a little more dangerous. Yes, it's a king cobra. Nice this because it's cantilevered. What happens when it's inside and the lid's down is that's held down by the lid, so it's covered. When you lift it up there, up it comes. It starts wiggling around dangerously. At the back of that hoop is a quite a heavy counterweight because this one is got to be there's quite a lot of weight there on the on the top of the snake. That's why it's got a large lump of lead, I think, at the other to act as a counterlever. And inside the thing, if you look inside, there are lots and lots of coils of the rest of the body of the snake, which is nice. That. Lots and lots of coils of the snake itself. So a very nice reproduction of a dangerous king cobra, all held in a large nut. That's a beauty, isn't it? The last one is actually a sort of collection of these, which I found in 1993, I think it was. These were sold in toy shops at the time, so there were not bugs in nuts. There was no nuts there. It was just a bugs inside, but lots of them. And they actually had magnetic bases, suggesting they had a completely different environment, really. But I've got a lovely collection here to show you. And to make them really visible, I take them out of their packaging. And now we can really get to see this. There's some wonderful detail of this. Difficult to focus this, but suddenly it's there. Everyone is different and bizarre and stylish and completely unlike the nuts ones I find in nuts. And they're all sitting on little black plinths, which are actually small magnets. So the idea is to hold them on a magnetic base. On the base there's a strip of metal holding them to it, etc. So let's look at the lengthways shot as well. These are bizarre because some of the shapes they've got are so different to the wiggly four-legged or six-legged insects that are in the nuts. And it comes from just a period in the toy shops when the craftspeople were making these, probably in the Far East, and selling them to kids as collector items. They could have a go at collecting these. I'll do an action like that, see if I can get a nice shot of some of them. Tongues open and the duck's legs waggling, and there's a lovely condor bird or something like that with its head bobbing all over the place like that. So this is highly photogenic bit of work from artisans, probably from the Far East, I would think. And very, very collectible. Comes in a nice little box too with some little places to put them on. The whole thing is held together at the base by strips of metal, and the metal then holds onto the magnet and makes it, whoa, something else for people to look at. What a beauty, what a beauty that is. The best place for this, incidentally, is, I'll put the thing down a bit so I can get a bit more movement. Best place for this is a table that's shaking slightly so that there's movement all the time. I mean, however much I hold my hand still, it's still going to move slightly, but a little vibrator on the table would be wonderful because you get some beautiful effects from all the movements there. So they're very collectible, either in nut form, which is how I started my search, or in this form here, which is I'm not sure whether they still have them in toy shops, which are very, very collectible. Good stuff. Very, very clever bit of artwork here. I'm looking for more now. I've only been through about 8 cases, I think, altogether, and there's quite a few more cases where there might be these things lurking. So I'll bring them out if I find them. That was a very nice find, so look out for it.